I'm Dickie DuPree's, the successful proprietor of over 48 driving schools in Tennessee and Kentucky. Dickie DuPree's. He's not just an entrepreneur. He rubs elbows with the rich and famous, red carpets, and classic vacations. Dickie DuPree's. Now, he's taken his skills to driving schools all over the country to help them find out what they're doing wrong and how they can get back on the road to success. I'm Dickie DuPree's. Dickie DuPree's Driving School Rescue.
I'm Dickie DuPree's. I travel throughout the South. I get a phone call every once in a while. Dickie, my driving school's failing. I slam the phone down. I slam that down. Then I pick it back up because I know these people need help. They need help. And this week, traveling to the great state of Kentucky. A strange little town called Extension Cord. I don't know why or who would name such a town. Anyway, going over to Extension Cord, Kentucky to meet the fine folks at Stand Tall Driving School. Well, from what we hear, it's not standing so tall. They're on the brink of financial disaster. Their marriage is on the ropes. Their personal life is a heap. And students just aren't passing the courses. So Dickie DuPree's, that's me, is going to head out. We're going to see if we can rescue this driving school this week on Driving School Rescue with Dickie DuPree's.
Hi, my name's Dominic Martucci, and when I open up a driving school, one word: family. My family's business was going under, and I was in a tough crowd. We were into all kinds of things, racing mostly. Got arrested, and I had to turn my life around for family. So, what could we do? The one thing that we knew how to do: driving school. Now, where'd open it up? The hottest hot club racing circuit in town. Kentucky. Old Extension Cord, Kentucky, where all the circuits interact. That's where I was going to open up my school. But I haven't made a dime since. I'm $600,000 in debt. And please, I want you to help my driving school.
My production team failed to give me your name. I'm embarrassed. Here, take this tissue.
It's Dominic Martucci, the man known about family.
Is it appropriate for me to call you Big D, since you're the man around here?
That's what most...
Are you okay with that?
I'm just fine with that. Big
Okay.
D, all the time.
Where did it start to go wrong? My records show that you get very emotional very easily.
I don't know what you mean by
Okay,
that.
hold on. Easy. Just take it easy. What's the first thing that you ask your instructors? Or when you get in front of that class, what's the first thing you say to them?
Do you come from a big family?
Wait, what does that have to do with driving school?
It has everything to do about driving school.
Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to need you to answer it appropriately. What is the first thing that you say to your class, your students, on the first day of this driving school here at Stand Tall Driving School? What's the first thing you say?
No.
Okay.
No. How about do you know how to drive yet?
Okay, now that's a good start. I could say something like, do you know how to drive yet? Exactly. Or do you know what a crosswalk is? Are you familiar with the colors of a stoplight?
The colors?
Okay. This is after the break, we're going to interview one of Big D's students. we're going to get to the bottom of this. He seems to talk a lot about family, and I really need to get to the bottom of this and make him understand that driving school, sure, it's about family, sure. But it's not all about family. It's about driving. You actually have to teach these people. We'll get to that after the break. I'm Dickie Dupree. All right, so I'm going to go in to meet our first student here. How would you describe Big D's teaching methods here at the driving school? What have you learned?
Well, first of all, my name's Tammy, and Mr. D always asks me, every time I come into class, he asks me about my family, and I ain't got no family, and it's pretty sad, actually. And so every time he comes into class, he asks me about it. My mama died, my daddy died, every one of my brothers and sisters died.
Tammy.
And it was all in a car accident.
Here's
So I'm scared of driving, Mr.
Okay.
Dickie Dupree. I'm scared of driving, and I can't read very good. And so every time I come up on a street sign, I just assume it says go fast. Green means go fast. Red means stop and then keep going. Right?
That's when I gave Tammy a big, long hug. And that's what she really needed at that moment. But it held on a little bit too long, and apparently it got a little inappropriate.
Oh, Mr. Dickie, I don't need
Yep.
you to touch me like that.
Oh,
I just need to learn how to drive so I can take my puppies to puppy daycare.
So when your family, excuse me for that, when your family
Died in a fiery car accident?
off cliff, off,
Yeah, they all were in the car that I was driving off the side of the cliff. I was the only one that survived.
I'm reading the headline here. It says,
What does it say? Does it say family burn, burn, burn? Or is it the one?
Dickie, of course, couldn't handle the sadness of that headline. But he paid for all of the funeral expenses as well as the driving school expenses for Tammy. I'm Dickie Dupree. After the break, we hear from one of his instructors on Dickie Dupree's driving school rescue. Dickie Dupree.
well, we're back in the lovely town of Extension Cord. And, yeah, we ended up, Dickie Dupree's School of Driving did pay for all the funeral services. That poor family that died in a fiery wreck off of Devil's Mountain. They drove straight off it. So we're going to meet today with Professor Tanya. And apparently she has a problem with making every class, every reference, every lesson a little too edgy, a little too sexy, a little too unfamily oriented. Hi, Miss Tanya. How are you?
Well, I'm doing just great. How about you come over here and take the wheel?
Okay, that's so this is how you start with the students?
Well, naturally.
Okay, so
I like it natural. Natural.
Okay. So I'm going to pretend I'm a student.
Excellent.
And I'm a male student.
Even better.
And you don't have to ask me personal questions.
But I will if I want to.
Okay. So I'm just going to sit here. So just go ahead. So I'll pretend that I'm
All right,
learning.
this is how I usually intro with my students.
Okay, I'll let you take it from here.
Hello, student.
Hello.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you know about a stick shift?
I never did drive a stick before. How do you do it?
Would you like to learn?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd like to learn to drive a stick shift?
Do I so I don't need my pants on? Is that you're taking my pants off here?
Pants are a preference.
I don't this whole enactment, we did a little role playing, I guess you could say, and I asked the whole production team, all camera crew, audio, and anyone who worked at the school to just leave me and Miss Tanya alone for about 45 to 50 seconds. Dickie Dupree, he drives fast and he doesn't last long.
After that 45 seconds, Dickie was a new man. But with only one mechanic at the entire school, they needed to figure out what the holdup was and how they could fix it. Dickie Dupree.
So at this point in the after meeting with the owner, one of the instructors, and a poor student, we went to go meet the mechanic, the head mechanic at the driving school, because, well, if you have anyone with a driving school has to have a fleet of vehicles, and you have to have a professional in the garage to take care of those. Sir, how you doing?
I'm good. My name's Melvin.
Melvin.
You the boy from TV, huh?
Well, yeah, I am.
Let me tell you something.
Yep.
I know exactly what's going wrong with this place. All right? It's that Dominic, he don't know how to run a place to keep the employees happy. Okay?
Okay.
First off, I need snacks. This caviar is not top of the line.
Wait a minute. They're serving caviar?
That's right, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely. And, you know, he got these golden Cadillacs, and it's hard to keep these golden Cadillacs running because the metal is so soft, you understand?
Can you hand me that expense sheet you have there? I just want to go over this. This is intriguing. It sounds
Sure,
very expensive.
Sure. Would you like some champagne, too?
Well, of course. I mean,
Here
I
you
don't
go.
mind.
Let me pour a little bit of it for you. You want some toast points with the caviar?
Yeah, and is that like a whole bar of oyster shooters over there?
I got a charcuterie bar back there, too. And, you know, I'm telling you, this guy, Dominic, he don't know how to treat employees because every time I go to the grocery store and put all this stuff on the credit card, he act like there's a problem. But it wasn't no problem to get all these gold Cadillacs. I had to sell one of these gold Cadillacs just in order to pay my rent. I got a very humble penthouse, okay? This is something that maybe like a Coke dealer from Miami would have as his summer home. This ain't even a real nice condominium. You understand?
Sir, how much are you paid?
He barely pay me anything. It's about $200,000 after taxes every single year.
That sounds really good, especially in a town.
You don't understand. This is a competitive business. I could go to any one of these driving schools and find just as good a work. You understand?
Now it was time for the show to wrap up. Before we do, it was time to get the owner of the company and the mechanic in the same room to air out this grievance. Because what we're finding here at Dickie Dupree's Driving School Rescue is that this freaking place is like spending money on champagne, charcuterie bar, oyster shooters, fresh, being flown in from the Northeast. Anyway, after the break, we're going to get these two gentlemen together, and they're going to have a heart-to-heart. And we're back here, and before we close out the show and try to rescue, I think we're on a good path. We'll allow these gentlemen to just figure out what is going on here and if they can solve a problem today. Gentlemen, if we keep this cordial, I know, sir, you get very, Big D, you get very emotional. And, sir, you're only getting 6 bottles of champagne a day.
That's it. And he got this big D energy that just make it hard for me to even do my job. You understand? Here's the thing, though, Dominic. I love you. I love you like a brother. I really do. We known each other since we was babies. Your mama and my mama was best friends. We known each other for forever. But here's a problem. You're a cheapskate, number one. That Professor Tanya, she grabbed my dick. That's sexual harassment right there. And, you know, my Dickie is not on public display like this guy Dickie is. Yeah, I can't be working like this. And not only that, my charcuterie board, none of these fromages is anything that's exotic or imported.
Big
How
D.
am I supposed to work with these
Big-
kind of
hold it, Big D,
situations?
what do you-
Let me just finish. I love you though.
Big D.
I never wanted to turn my back on my family. But today, I might just have to cut you out. I'll have to cut you out of my heart and my life.
That's right, Dickie. He got to cut you out.
No, not Dickie, you.
Me.
Yeah, you.
We like family.
I know, that's what it's killing me. The fact is, too many charges on this card is driving this business of driving into the ground. And I can't do it no more. I gotta cut you out. You're done.
It's outrage.
You're fired.
It's outrage.
That's so. What we found out there was Big D just loves family so much that he's gonna keep buying. He's gonna keep allowing his mechanic to keep buying all the charcuterie boards and oysters that he wants, driving them gold Cadillacs and living that penthouse. We wanted to have one more last word with the student who stood by this school, and she says she's gonna see this whole thing through. Honey, Tammy, why don't you just come on in here for a minute?
Wait, that bitch is over Dupree.
Excuse me?
That's the head that bitch to Dupree. I swore to my family when I killed him in that fire car crash that I would learn to drive and I'd never do it to nobody ever again. And then I killed somebody else when I ran him over at a crosswalk. But I didn't even know what a crosswalk was, but I do now. I do now, and
Who taught you what a crosswalk was?
Mr. Big D did. He took me in, treated me like family. He gave me all the champagne and capers and little good come on. And then Miss Tanya, even though she took my pants, she loved me. She loved me.
I'm looking at your test scores. What is a crosswalk to you? Because from what I'm seeing here, what?
A crosswalk is a place that if there's people, don't run them over. Right?
That's one sad bitch.
Dickie DuPree's School of Driving Rescue Edition. What we learned here today in the humble town of Extension Cord,
Dickie,
Kentucky.
can you bring my family back?
Excuse me,
Can you bring my paw and my ball back?
Tammy.
My little brother, my little sister. Can you bring them back?
Next time on Dickie DuPree's
Dickie DuPree.
School of Driving Rescue Edition. We're going to go to the great state of Florida, the nation's Wang, and see if we can rescue another driving school down there.
If you live below the Mason-Dixon line and have a driving school that's on the brink, Dickie DuPree. Dickie can help. Just let him get that dick in there.
I'm Dickie DuPree.
Dickie, I've got your pants.
Yeah, Tammy, that's it. Yeah, Miss Tanya.
Tammy, I've got your pants too.
I got no pants, I got no parents, but I can drive now.
Come on down to my crosswalk, girl.
I'll blast right through it.
Oh, hey, Melvin.
Hey, how you doing, baby?
And they lived happily ever after.
Yay!